Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Three Stitches podcast. It is Sunday, March 3rd. We're into March now. And I'm recording this at night, and it is absolutely freezing in my dorm room right now. I don't know why. I don't know why my heat's not on. It was absolutely sweltering last night, so I had the heat up so much I didn't feel like getting out of bed to turn it off. And now maybe I burnt it out or something because it's freezing. Oh, the heat won't come on, and it's just my phone's dying, better turn it down so that doesn't annoy us throughout the entire podcast. Also another disclaimer that I should put out there, uh, my door is open right now because, I a resident wants to meet with me, and she only gave me sort of like a time frame, of when she would be coming by, and it's not until about 40 minutes from now, but just in case she wanted to come early, and talk, I've left my door open. So, we might have an interruption, we might have a short podcast, if she comes by, so just to let you guys know. Um, but in relation to my cold door room, these are the moments that I'm really glad I'm a knitter, and I know people that knit because I can bundle up in this nice, lovely, warm sweater that Mom made me for Christmas last year. Um, Comes in handy. Oh, 'cause it's freezing. It might also be because I'm sick. And it's not a different sick. It's a continuation off of last week. I guess I lied to you when I said I was getting over a cold last Sunday because, um, with all the stress that has piled on this week, I think I relapsed. And so the Friday before my last podcast, I started feeling bad, had a little bit of a sore throat, woke up that Saturday. This is recap. I think I told you guys this last week. Woke up on Saturday, so I had a little bit of congestion. Sunday, felt a little better when I recorded. I told you guys that I was feeling better, and I I think I was on the mend. Monday, I go to observe at a school, and by the time I got back, I felt like crud. Oh my goodness! And then this whole week it's just been, oh, one of the worst colds I've had. It's been, and I think, cross your fingers. I think I'm finally getting over it because I spent all afternoon hacking up a lung, and it was a very productive cough. It wasn't that dry, just makes your throat hurt cough. It was a disgusting cough. I was coughing up tons of junk. So I think I'm finally getting over it. Um, but it was the cause of some people thought it was quite funny, and so did I. But made the week a little bit difficult because on Wednesday I lost my voice, and we had staff meeting on Wednesday, and I had interviews on Wednesday. So I was interviewing candidates without a voice, and so like my voice wasn't totally gone, but it was difficult to talk. So that was an interesting experience, to say the least. But as I mentioned last week, this week has been extremely difficult. So much work piled on, and just so much to do that I have barely gotten any knitting done. It's terrible. I started two new projects, but they're barely started. Um, it's just been crazy week. We had group process yesterday, and so it's one of the steps in interviewing to be an RA. It's just basically a morning of activities that the candidates go through, and it's a chance for us to observe them, in how they interact with each other and how they work as a team. So it sort of provides another aspect instead of just dry sit down, ask you questions, interviews that you can rehearse for, that you can practice for. We don't tell anybody what these activities are. We don't tell anybody who they're working with. So there's so many variables that you can prepare for it, but until you get there, it's kind of difficult to know what you're in for. So it provides a little bit of a spontaneity aspect for us to view how you guys react when you're just put in a situation where you don't know what to expect. Um, so we learned a lot that day about the candidates. It's always one of my favorite parts of the RA interview process. I enjoy it. On paper, you look at it, you're like, all right, group process. 8:30 to 12 in the morning on a Saturday morning, watching two groups of people do three activities at at an hour each, and you only watch one activity. So I watched two groups do the same activity, and so it's like on paper, you're just like, time is going to drag. If that's all they tell you, you're watching one group do one activity for 1 hour, another group for another do another activity for another hour, and then you're off. And then because um, there's three groups, and there's three activities, only two groups. You're like from 8:30 to 12. Oh man, that morning's gonna drag. It doesn't. I am always surprised at how quickly that the morning goes by. Always goes by extremely quickly, which is good, but it is one of my favorite parts. Kind of a funny uh, thing that before we started, they feed us, so it's good. But while we were eating breakfast, one of the other RAs comes up to me, Ross, and he's like, um, I can now say that if anybody comes up to me and says, "Oh, I could never learn how to knit. It's too difficult." It is not too difficult to learn how to knit. Um, Ross comes up to me and he's like, "I learned how to knit." I'm like, "Hey, good for you. Who taught you?" And he was like, I just picked up crystals knitting, and so I kind of sort of taught myself." Okay. So, I mean, in one aspect, you're like, okay, so what I do is not very difficult and not very challenging that you can just pick it up and teach yourself. But on another aspect, if somebody comes up and says, oh, I can never learn how to knit, it's too difficult, I don't have the patience to learn, it's not that difficult to learn. So, my friend taught himself without any instructional videos or anything. So, um, I think that's pretty much everything that's happened in the past week. I've been so busy that I haven't been able to go to any events on campus or anything, so there's no social aspect there or anything. Great. This week killed my social life. Hopefully this week will be better. Honors convocation is coming up this week, so which is it's just the award ceremonies and where students are awarded scholarships. So I'm gonna go to that. I get to read the opening prayer, so I'm kind of nervous. It hasn't quite sunk in. It's like, oh boy, I have to go and stand up in front of about 200 people and read the opening prayer. Hasn't quite sunk in yet, but probably Tuesday night I'll be freaking out. Excuse me, got the hiccups. I just ate dinner, and it was a very good dinner because I had a floor event on Thursday that I'm doing a sort of survival series this semester for my floor. So it's going to comprise of cooking. I did a sewing event to learn how to sew a button, learn how to do a hem. I'm having Ross come over and do car basics. So you know, if they get stranded, they at least know how to do something. They at least know where everything is in the engine. They know how to do something. So um, uh, Thursday was the first in the survival cooking series, so we made spaghetti sauce from scratch. And so the recipe that we do has to cook for a while. It's always better when it cooks for a while. So I made one batch Thursday afternoon and then sat in the TV lounge while it stewed. And oh man, did our floor smell delicious. So good. And then I made another batch with them for the floor event at 9 o'clock that night, but we ate the one that I made earlier because that one's the one that's been stewing for a while, and yeah. But then the one that we made in the during the floor event, I got to keep for myself. So for the past couple of nights, I've had lovely spaghetti for dinner. So very nice. Um, okay, I think on to knitting because I've blabbed on for 10 minutes now. Oh boy. And I feel like I sound not very pleasant because I feel like I sound congested, which I am. Um, so you're probably listening to this go, please, would you just shut up? Please? Okay. So, one of the projects that I started this week last night actually, was the next project that I'm doing for in relation to our autism awareness um, drawing contest. That's the word I'm looking for. Contest. I think the rate at which I'm processing information has slowed down dramatically because of how much congestion I have. So I'm not firing on all cylinders again this time. Hopefully next week when you guys see me again, be like, hey, I'm back to normal. No more of this coughing and sniffling and not thinking. Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. But so I showed you the hank of yarn last week. I don't have the wrapper with me. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring, and I don't even know where it is. It's somewhere because I wound the yarn last night. Oh no, it's right here. There it is. Okay, it's Bitsy's sock, and I got this at Rhinebeck, and it's I had to get a little creative how to wind this yarn because the hang was a little larger than normal. I usually just stick the backs of two chairs together and stick the hang over, and then stand on one of the chairs and wind it. I dried the chair from the TV lounge yesterday, stuck them together, put the hang over, was just like, boom. Oh bugger. Now what? Um, and I sat there for a while. I'm like, wait, what do I do? I don't have anything else to like put in there to make it taut, and I mean it was a good about foot wider than the chairs. So I was like, there's gonna have to it's have some major tweaking here. Um, I was like, one chair's bigger than the other. So I flipped the bigger one over, and I put the hank on the bottom of the chair. And it wouldn't fit over four, wouldn't fit over three, and I was like, two is just not gonna work. So I was like, bugger. Flip that one over, flip the other one over. That one's smaller. Stuck it over the three chair legs, and I had something to hold the arm the hang while I wound it. So here's a picture of my creative yarn holding device. And it, needless to say, it took me about an hour to wind it because it kept coming off the chair legs or it got tangled. But it was well worth the effort because look how gorgeous this yarn is. I mean, okay, you're getting a little bit of blue tint again, but it is rainbow and pretty and bright and colorful, and I just absolutely adore it. Just absolutely adore this yarn. So it is Bitsy's sock. I got it at Rhinebeck. It is 100% superwash merino wool, plus or minus 400 yards. It's spun in the USA. So, fingering weight, recommended needle size US 2 or 3. Rainbow Sprinkles is the colorway. Hand painted yarn. Dial 2012. And it's just Bitsy Knits Fiber Arts. BitsyKnits.com. And it's a dream to work with. It's so pretty. And I am doing the hitchhiker in it. So I was going to do the wingspan because I thought the colors pooled so that you need a whole bunch of red, and you need a whole bunch of yellow, and a whole bunch of blue, and the progression. But it's more of a variegated. So I was like, well, throw that out of the window. And then I had no idea what to knit with it. I was on Ravelry. I'm like, doing the filters, shawl pattern, up to 400 yards, this, and small neck scarf or whatever the filters are. It's just like all the patterns were coming up. It's like, no, I could do that, could do that, could do that, but nothing was just jumping out at me. And then our lovely viewer Jackie Knits Clark was like, well, what about the hitchhiker or the lazy cat? Like, hitchhiker, I've been wanting to do that for ages. Why did I not think of that? So I'm doing the hitchhiker. Here it is. I started last night. Um, So I have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 points. And see, look how pretty it is. I love it. Look, so gorgeous. so gorgeous. I cannot wait to finish this and wear it. I absolutely love it. And so it is a pay pattern on Ravelry, but since our whole family are Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy fanatics, no, it wasn't that much of a sacrifice to get the pattern because we love it. And it's by Martina Bem. I highly recommend if you have not ever seen one of her patterns, where have you been? Because she has plenty out there, and they're usually one of them is usually always in the top favorite categories in Ravelry, because they're so cool. Her design of the sort of oblong triangle has caught fire in the Ravelry community and just taken off. So yeah, go check out her patterns because they're lovely. We did the Magrathea, Mom, Lindsay, and I over summer, as a knit along, and so now I'm doing the Hitchhiker. I'm sort of behind on everybody because everyone else has done the Hitchhiker and I have not. But oh well, now I have. Another project that I have started. I started last week, but I did not get to show you on the podcast because I just simply forgot about it. I literally hit stop recording, looked over, and was like, "Oh, bugger!" Didn't show it. Next week, and but I could literally classify it as a new project this week because I've gotten zero work done on it this week, and I basically just from the week before I have the cast on and half of the first row done. I know. I am this thing is lit on fire how fast it's going. Oh boy. You know it's bad when I'm starting to be sarcastic. Okay. So this is the Stockholm scarf. Let's see if the pattern's on my Kindle. I don't believe it's on my Kindle. I think it's on my computer. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I like how, even though I'm pretty sure it's not on my Kindle, I'm going to look at my Kindle anyways. Yep, it's not. Nope. Not on my Kindle. Nope, go back. Um, Turn off. Okay, let's see. I'll look it up real quick. Stockholm. Come on, searching. Yes, I know you're searching. Come on. Come on. There we go, Stockholm. Okay, there we go. It's coming up. Yay! Okay. Stockholm Scarf. It is by Jay Crawford. I only have the first initial there for her first name. But it's knittedbliss.com. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's basically a oversized infinity scarf. So one of those big, bulky, warm infinity scarves. And I'm doing it in a nondescript, oh. In a nondescript, worsted weight. It's just, this was on sale at Walmart, that someone picked it up for me. It was a buck a ball, so, and it didn't have a wrapper, so nondescript, worsted weight, along the lines of like Lion Brand or Bernay. I'm thinking it's probably like a Bernay. It's not a Simply Soft, and I don't think it's Red Heart. It's softer than a Red Heart, but didn't come with a label, so I have no idea what it is. All I know is it's worsted weight blue. And I am doing it on size 9 circulars. So there we go. You'll be able to see the pattern more next week, hopefully, if I work on it. But I did get to finish the back/hood hood extension on my Granville. So here it is. Okay, so you saw this part last week. The rolled up back that I couldn't get straightened out, and I still won't be able to get straightened out because I have not sewn the fronts to it, and I won't sew the fronts to it until I finish the whole sweater. But okay, yep. See, there's the back. There's the nice little, the lovely, um, sort of more complicated cable pattern for the back, and then it's the same on the hood. So there's the hood extension. And so you do the simple cable pattern for a little bit, and then you do the more complicated cable pattern for a little bit, and then you go back to the simple cable pattern for the rest. So there's the hood. Eyes. So I am almost done with this. All I have to do is the sleeves, and I started the sleeves. Oh, there, my bag's over there. I was like, wait, where'd my bag go? It's over there. Okay, so this is the first sleeve, the out of the right or the left. No telling. Not until I decide which one goes where. And so it is the complicated pattern all the way through. So, yep. Nondescript right now. I'm banking. I'm really, really, really gonna try and finish one sleeve by the time you see me next time. So yeah, hopefully this will be finished by the time you see me next. That's my goal. Now that I said it, not gonna happen. I can guarantee that right now. And my even star, I have had zero progress. Zero. Something had to suffer in my crazy week. So I started projects, but some projects did not get worked on. And this was what got sacrificed. So I'll show you, but it's in the same spot as it was a week ago. So, yep, same spot. So, but I am close to the end of my goal. I will be winding a new skein this week. And hopefully I won't have to get creative again. Okay, with that, I think I will sign off. Hey, we didn't get interrupted. Yay, okay. So I will sign off, and I see you again next Sunday. Lindsay will see you. No, Mom will see you on Wednesday. Lindsay will see you on Friday. Um, we are on iTunes, so give us a star rating. Put a comment. We are on a blog, so the Three Stitches Podcast the blog on Blogspot. And so give us a comment there if you watch us there. We are on Ravelry, where we have a group. We also have threads going for the current contest that we're co-sponsoring with the Pen Hook and Needles podcast to raise for autism awareness. So details are there. Join ours. Join their podcast group, so you can be entered into drawings to win there. And also, I am on Plurk, KJO36 on Plurk. And I think that's everything. Okay, I'm going to end it there. I'm going to get a glass of water because I am parched right now. I don't know why. And yeah, okay. I'm going to clean this mess up of a knitting explosion that's just happened on my bed. This is what happens after every podcast. It's just like here's this project, here's this project, here's this project, and then I hit stop and it's like, oh, ending explosion. Yep. So I'm gonna clean that up before my residents come talk to me. And yeah, okay. I will see you all next week, and so until then, happy knitting, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye.